I want to call the September 2nd, 2021 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting to order. Commissioner Castlen, would you lead us in a prayer and the pledge?
I will. Dear Heavenly Father, we pause and we thank you for the many blessings that you bestowed upon us as individuals and as a community and as a nation. We ask your guidance as we do the work of the citizens this evening. We ask you to please bless all our citizens who are struggling with the COVID, and we just ask you to restore them to health and be in your will. We pray these things in the name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. And once again, I want to welcome everyone to our September 2nd, 2021 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting. Before we get started, I want to welcome everyone that's watching on Facebook Live this evening and invite you to type in your comments and or questions. You may also send by voice or text to 270-929-1010. That's 929-1010, any comment or question. Typically, we ask you to comment at the end of each item on the agenda or whenever we ask for the public's comments, but knowing that everything is on a delay and sometimes we move pretty quick, if you or Jordan get a question or comment, just raise your hand, I'll recognize you and we'll address it at that time. Jenny, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Item 1, consideration for presentation, A, Daviess County Conservation District's fiscal year 2021 financial report.
Commissioners, if you, in your packet, you're going to find the financial report from the Conservation District, as well as a packet on some of the things that they have done in this past year. They do an excellent job. As you can see, they had receipts this year of $87,000 and they spent $91,000, meaning they spent a little bit of money out of the reserve. So I want to thank all those folks who serve on that board and the staff as well. Commissioner Castlen, you might comment. You and I went out to Take a Kid Outdoors Day Saturday and had an opportunity to visit with them.
We did. We took our turns shooting the bow and arrow. I got a little tutoring. Perhaps it would have been nice to have our clerk's daughter there, and she might have shown us.
Well, that's true. And Catherine could have probably showed both of us up, but those little kids did a pretty good job showing us up.
They did.
All right. Any question or comment on the presentation? Okay. The next item, Jenny?
B, Daviess County Library's 2021 financial report.
Commissioners, again, the library being is it SPE or SPGE, special governmental entity, I guess. They have a responsibility to send us a financial report and for us to deal with their tax rate certification. Commissioner Castlen represents us on that board. Commissioner Castlen, do you have anything that you'd like to comment on?
I do not.
Okay, so that's the presentation. And again, folks, any of these presentations regarding their financial reports or tax rate certifications can be found in the Daviess County Fiscal Court Clerk's office. Next item, Jenny.
C, Daviess County Library's fiscal year 2021-2022 tax rate certification.
Commissioners, again, since they're a SPGE, they have a responsibility of sending this to us. We have a couple of ways that we can go. In this case, the library district decided on real property to take the compensating rate, which actually reduced their tax rate from 6.3 cents per 100,000 down to 6.2 cents per 100,000. All the other rates for tangible personal property, aircraft, watercraft, inventory, motor vehicles stayed the same. Will bring in a total revenue of $5,165,492 this coming fiscal year. I have the property tax rate certification that was submitted to us, and it from the county clerk, Leslie McCarty, and it again verifies that those are the rates that will be taken by the library board. Any question or comment?
I just want to thank the board for the good job they do. I do believe they do a good job with their responsibilities in running our library.
I think that's one of the really great boards that we have. It's a very diverse board. It represents all phases of life in Owensboro and Daviess County, and I too would like to thank them. Next item, Jenny.
D, Daviess County Extension District's 2021 tax rate.
Commissioners, if you look, you will see a tax rate. The Extension District does an excellent job. I serve on that board by virtue of my title as Judge Executive, and they have set their tax rate for 2022 at 0.9 cents. So that's less than 1 cent per $100 of assessed value. Again, I don't know how in the world that they do what they do on such a low tax rate. I know a lot of other extension districts that are 2, 3, or 4 times that amount. Any question or comment? Next item, Jenny.
E, Daviess County Extension District's 2021 financial report.
Again, Commissioners, the financial report you'll find in your book. It is a copy of the audit, and they got a very clean audit, did a good job. And again, I want to thank all those members who serve on the board. All those who are watching, I would remind you, if you have any questions, any comments regarding any of the things that we just talked about that were presented to us, you can find them on file with the Daviess County clerk, fiscal courts clerk. Next item, Jenny.
Item 2, consideration for approval, A, minutes of the August 19th, 2021 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Commissioners, you've all had a copy of the minutes in your hands for some time. Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
B, all claims for all departments.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion and second. Again, Commissioners, you've had a copy of all the bills due and payable to Daviess County Fiscal Court in your hands for some time. Any questions of the treasurer? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
C, Resolution 14, 2021, and contract with GRAD for professional services for the CDBG-CV Utility Assistance Project Administration.
Move to approve.
I have a motion.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second. Mr. Hendricks, do you want to talk to us about this, I guess?
This is part of the administration for the utility grant is going to be done partly by Audubon and then partly by GRAD. And I guess they're going to split the administrative fee. So we had formalized contracts with Audubon already, and this is the document formalizing the contract with Green River Ed. So have you heard, I haven't heard an update on, are they about finished?
They, from my understanding, those funds should be available here at the end of this month, beginning of next month. Probably will show up just in time for us to utilize them for the winter months. But we're still waiting on DLG.
Okay,
So.
yeah, as far as I know, we have now formalized all the documents necessary between us all.
Right.
And we're just waiting on the final approval that sets the procedures. And then once they get that, we're ready to go.
Commissioners, what this is about, and I'm sorry I didn't say that, we are going to receive roughly $200,000 for utilities to help folks pay for their past due utilities. And we have been going through negotiating and going through and finalizing and formalizing all the paperwork that you have to do. everyone up here are private businessmen. We know how fast we move, and we also know how slow government moves sometimes. So, folks, there's more money coming. Just be patient. If you need assistance right away, I would suggest that you go online to the State Department for Local Governments, their website, and there is utility assistance, there is rental assistance still there. There was quite a bit of money set aside, and it's not anywhere near being used up. So, any other question or comment?
I just wonder, is that something that Jordan could put a link on our page?
Once we, are you talking about the state?
Yes.
I believe it's on there already, but Jordan, if you would, get with me tomorrow, we'll get the right link and put a link on our web page, or our Facebook page, so that folks can go directly to the state and get the assistance. Yes.
It'd just be easier if
Sure.
people know to come to us rather than trying to remember what.
Right. Right.
government
Well,
agency.
I think we've done this in the past, and it's been one of those things that have been ongoing for several months, and sometimes we just forget it's out there. So,
Sure.
just Jordan, get with me tomorrow, and we will get that done. Any other question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
D, reject bid number 19-2021 bullet-resistant vets detention center.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Jordan, you want to talk about this?
Yes, sir. This bid was for the provision of bullet-resistant vests for the detention center. You have in front of you the 5 bids that we received. The purchase was contingent upon availability of funding through the law enforcement program. This funding is no longer available, so it is our recommendation to reject all bids to allow the detention center to reapply for the grant funding.
Any question or comment, commissioners? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
E, hire Joshua Vance as a solid waste heavy equipment operator effective September 3, 2021.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, this is a replacement employee out at, as a heavy equipment operator. I want to say thanks and welcome aboard to Mr. Vance. It's getting harder and harder to find heavy equipment operators and truck drivers. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
F, promote Brooke Hagan to administrative assistant in the Department of Administrative Services effective September 6, 2021.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Commissioners, Karen McGillicuddy. Oh, this is another, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Brooke, as you know, is the receptionist out front, and Brooke does much more than perform the duties of a receptionist. She pretty much does anything that is asked of her. Always does it with a smile on her face, and is ready to help anyone that needs help. It pleases me to be able to offer this promotion. Any question or comments? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
G, appoint to the Daviess County Library Board for a term of 9/13/2021 to 9/13/2025, Susan, Montalvo, Gesser, and Harry Pedigo.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, this is a reappointment of Susan Montalvo Gasser and Harry Pedigo. They both served one term, done an excellent job. Commissioner Castlen, your liaison. Do you have any comment?
Just want to agree with you that they do an excellent job and thank them for their service to our community.
Okay, any other comment or questions? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
H, appoint to the RiverPark Center Board, term 9/1/2021 to 9/1/2024, Harini Cordwell.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Again, Commissioners, this is Rainie's first term. She's done a very good job for us, and I'm very pleased to be able to appoint her for a second term. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
I, appoint to the Drug-Free Owensboro Daviess County Steering Committee, term 9/1/2021 to 9/1/2024, DeMarcus Curry and Dr. Ronson Lynn Clark.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Commissioners, Laura McLaughlin served 3 terms and did a good job for us. DeMarcus Curry, I met DeMarcus at Kendall Perkins Park at a community meeting. A very intense young man, very involved in the community, and I think he'll do an excellent job. All of us are familiar with Dr. Clark. I want to thank both of them for being willing to serve. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
J, appoint to the Owensboro Health Board, term 10/31/2021 to 10/31/2024, Laura Chapman.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Commissioners, my good friend Susie Harris served 3 terms on the hospital, wasn't available to be reappointed. Susie was in accounting, CPA, did an excellent job, performed the needed work done in accounting on that hospital board. Laura Chapman comes to us from OMU in the accounting department. I have interviewed her. I think I sent out to all of you her qualifications. I appreciate very much Susie serving those 3 terms for us, and I want to welcome Laura to the hospital board. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
K, second reading of KOC A.100.01 2021 fiscal year 2022 budget amendment.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Mr. Hendricks.
This is the second reading of the amendment. This budget amendment is being placed because the CDBG utility grant was not budgeted, as we discussed last time. When we did the budget, we thought they might be expended in that fiscal year, but they've been carried over to this year. And since that revenue will be incremental to the budget, we must amend it. So this is a document doing that. You'll find a revenue item of $200,000 and an expense item of the same amount. For the record, the expense account needs to be corrected. It says it's 741.12. It's actually 741.17. So with that correction, I'd recommend approval.
And we had first reading on 8/19. This is the second reading. Any question or comment, Commissioners? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
3, consideration for discussion, A, first reading KOC 220.35 2021, an ordinance authorizing the rebate of 0.50% of occupation license fees due to Daviess County from new employees of Griffin Environmental LLC, provided corporation meets the criteria in its application for incentives under the Kentucky Economic Development Finance Authority Kentucky Business Incentive Program.
Commissioners, first reading, so we don't take a vote. Mr. Smith, you want to explain this to us?
Yes, sir. In 2017, Griffin Environmental received applied for and got preliminary approval for their company to expand their operations. KBI is one of the state programs. At that time, they were within the city limits of Owensboro. Recently, they moved into the county on Industrial Drive, and therefore, in order to go to final approval, we have to pass all of this information, and then the ordinance and so forth. So, in light of that, we were given at the last minute this desire because they were ready to go forward. The company, when they started this process and expansion, I believe had 7 employees. They are supposed to hit certain targets, including employment targets and hourly wage targets.
Question or comment, Commissioners? As I said, this is the first reading. We will have the second reading at our next meeting, which would be on the 16th, September the 16th. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Next item, Jenny.
B, other business to be brought before the Daviess County Fiscal Court.
I don't have any.
C, public comments.
This is a time in our meeting during which we would normally ask the public who would be in attendance if they have any question or comments on anything other than what is on the agenda. Just to beat anybody's question about the fire tire. Mark, would you give us an update on that?
Sure will, Judge. We are expecting to have that draft report within days. I expect either tomorrow or early next week for us to review.
I noticed at the last meeting, somebody made a quip that seemed like it didn't take any time to get the tower up out at the gun club, and the statement to that, or answer to that, is we've been working over a year getting the engineering and all those kinds of things done. And since the fire tire, we have people going up and down those steps and up in the top of it, meaning that if it fails, people die. It's a little different than a tire, which is just an 80-foot I-beam that goes straight up in the air, and if it fails, nobody dies, hopefully, unless some shooter's standing near it. But anyway, as soon as we get it, and I think you were in contact with the engineer today, and he's pretty much assured us we will have it by our next meeting. Okay? David, do you have anything? Anything back there, Jordan? Okay, next item.
D, comments by Daviess Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Koger?
Pass.
Commissioner Wathen?
I'll just remind everybody we're having fireworks on Saturday night. There'll be a band with some music, and then fireworks, I think, at 8:15 or 8:30.
8:15. Music at 6, I think.
Yes.
This year.
Bring your own chairs, bring your own food, and bring your own drink.
There you go. That's what I was going to tell them. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
How about your own dancing shoes, Commissioner?
Are you going to be there clogging?
I might.
I might send a truck out and unclog. Commissioner Castlen.
I just want to wish everybody a safe and good Labor Day weekend. That's all.
And you know, we celebrate Labor Day. Oftentimes people think it's just a day off, but really we celebrate the dignity of all labor. Whether you work with your hands, you work with your mind, doesn't matter what you do, all labor is dignified and deserves praise for those who get out there and earn their daily bread. Just a couple things. On August 20th, Joan and Martin Hayden, their sons David and Daniel, and daughter-in-law Danielle Hayden were inducted in Kentucky 4-H Family Hall of Fame during the Kentucky 4-H Foundation Appreciation Breakfast at this year's Kentucky State Fair in Louisville, so that's pretty cool. The Hall of Fame is sponsored by Kentucky 4-H Foundation, honoring families for their impact on Kentucky 4-H. The families are chosen based upon their exceptional legacy of service by contributing their time, resources, and leadership for the betterment of Kentucky 4-H program on a local, regional, and state level. According to the 4-H Foundation, Martin and Joan Hayden have been 4-H leaders and volunteers for more than 30 years, involved in such projects as shooting sports, speech contest, horse club, and feeder calf projects. So congratulations, Martin, Joan, sons, and daughter-in-law.
Very good. Yep.
The next item, again, Daviess County had a resident that brought some honor to this community. Daviess County High School senior Timothy Davis recently represented Team USA in Monterrey, Mexico, sweeping gold medals at the 2021 Youth Pan American Championships in Olympic weightlifting. He broke a personal and Pan Am record while grabbing gold in multiple categories. Davis earned gold in snatch, clean and jerk, and total, while also breaking the Pan American record in snatch by 7 kilograms. Again, congratulations, Mr. Davis. You know, on occasion, I've been told that I could win a gold medal in the jerk contest. Next thing, commissioners. Did you like that one, Commissioner Castlen? Don't agree with it. I just want to give you a heads up. We've all been talking about ARPA funds and what Daviess County might do with it. You know, we've had a survey that we just about finished compiling, so we will get you copies of the comments. But one of the things that we definitely know that we can spend ARPA money on is broadband. And in that survey, over 50% of responses had to do with broadband and infrastructure. Daviess County is rapidly falling behind some other counties in the Commonwealth, specifically Boone and Scott and Warren, Christian County, Lyon County, and there was one other, and I can't remember which. Who was it, David? Caldwell counties. They have all issued requests for proposals regarding putting broadband into their communities. So next week, Daviess County will issue a request for proposal to provide fiber to the premise of everyone outside the OMU service area. OMU already is committed to providing broadband inside their area. The American Rescue Plan specifically mentioned broadband as a qualified use, so there's no need to wait for further guidance there. Hopefully, we'll get final guidance sometimes by the end of September, Mr. Treasurer. Isn't that what you have heard, sometimes around the end of September? For the past few years, we've heard complaints from people about their lack of high-quality internet service, and infrastructure spending was most mentioned, as I said, and how to spend ARPA funds. A request for proposal doesn't commit the county to spend any funds. It's just saying, hey, we want to take broadband throughout the county, serving those who probably wouldn't be able to get broadband unless it was pushed out into the various communities, and tell us your proposals, and hopefully we'll get them back and be able to evaluate them. Bring it to the commission. We'll probably have a work session where we can all look at it and talk about it. Yeah, and it may be the commission decides they don't want to spend the money in that way, but at least we will be able to try to be ahead of those other counties, because if we don't move and move quickly, resources such as fiber will be snatched up and the costs will go sky high. And even more so, the resource of labor, installation labor, will be gone, because there will be contracts issued and you won't be able to find people to install this. So commissioners, for you guys, if you want to talk to Jordan or to David, they'll be happy to go over with you what is in that request and how we're going to proceed with it. I would hope, Jordan, that it would be ready to go out by Thursday or Friday of next week. And David, I would hope that we would be able to have the results back in by the 1st of October. What do you think? 4 weeks from the date we issue it, maybe? Yeah. So we want to move as quick as we can. We don't want to sit around and look at this thing forever. So with that, I would tell you that the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife has asked, and I've granted them permission to come in and treat the Panther Creek Lake for gizzard shad. They have treated for gizzard shad before, I think it was in 2009, but spring floodwaters in 2018 got into the lake, brought the shad back, and they're overpopulating and causing the sport fishing to die. They're killing out. They're going to treat it with rotenone, which they use typically to kill all fish in a pond for renovation, but gizzard shad are particularly susceptible to that chemical, so they'll put a lighter dose and it will kill only the shad. They originally told me they wanted to do this between December 1st of 2021 and February 2022, and I said, I'm not sure that we want the lake to have fish floating, Commissioner Wathen, and deteriorating and rotting and smelling when we have Christmas at Panther Creek Park. So I told them, please delay it until after the end of this year, and they said they would. So with that, if we have nobody on our Facebook with comment or questions, if there's no other business to be brought before Daviess County Fiscal Court without exception, we're adjourned.